Hi guys, it's Rodney back here again. Alright, so for today's episode, I'm going to talk about something that has always intrigued a lot of people, and that is awards. I think for awards in both real estate and insurance, it's always very good branding for the agents. But today I'm going to share with you a little bit about what those awards really mean. And a very common question I get asked a lot is that, wow, why insurance agents and real estate agents always seem to win so many awards on, huh? So watch on to find out more. Okay, so let's talk about the property industry first. Alright, so one thing that as a viewer you have to know, right, for all property agents, the main KPI that we are pegged at is called receivables. So what do receivables mean? Okay, so at the end of the deal, there's an amount that the client is due to pay to the estate agent. So for my instance, I'm currently with PropNex. So after the deal concluded, there is an amount that is called my commission that is paid to the estate agent PropNex. So for all agents, the main KPI that we are tagged to receive our awards is called receivables. But the receivables does not mean the amount that we will get at the end of the day. I'll share with you more on that later. Alright, so in terms of the awards, the most common award is the 5-figure award. So if you actually clock receivables of more than $10,000 to $4,999, you will get the 5-figure award. Right, the next tier is more than $50,000, and the next tier will be more than $100,000 in a month. So of course, there are even higher tiers that have more than 250k, and they have also more than 500k. So these kind of awards are actually packed every month. So if it's a new month, then it will be a new award already. So the next thing I'm going to share with you about is also the ranking. For PropNex, the estate agent that I'm currently with will recognize the top 200 agents for that month. So you see on social media, your first social media that they have like in the 50th position, 150th position. So all these are the ranking that PropNex actually recognize the top 200 agents for that particular month. Okay, so the other ranking is of course the yearly ranking. So the yearly ranking is normally pegged to the amount of receivables you have clocked for the year. Right, so in the year 2020, PropNex actually produced more than 20 millionaires for the year itself. Right, so normally the top 10 to 20% will be invited for gala dinners. Of course, I think right now gala dinner is a bit hard because of the COVID situation. But during the gala dinners, they'll be actually getting their trophies and they're getting their pictures taken with the CEO of PropNex. And this is how PropNex and estate agent recognize their agents in the property industry. So there's also another ranking called PropNex Gen. So PropNex Gen is actually a special category that was actually created by PropNex to recognize agents that are under 30 years old. So they are ranking all the young agents according to their receivables as well. Because our property agency works very similar to a multi-level marketing agency. So in the property agency, right, there are also a lot of different teams under PropNex. So sometimes internally, under different leaders, they have their own ranking and awards as well. So just to do a recap, so awards are actually given based on the top 200 agents, and it's normally for the month. And there's also the 5-figure one, and the next year will be above $50,000, and the 6-figure one that is above 100k. Of course, even the higher end one that will be above 250k, and the last but the most optimal one is above 500k, which to me is very hard to get. Right? So again, for the ranking wise, PropNex will actually recognize the top 200 agents. In terms of ranking, there are a few categories to look at. So the first category is of course the yearly ranking, and the second one, which is a special category type, which right now PropNex has created this thing called PropNex Gen. And last but not least, ranking can also be in the form of your own team. Right, so as I mentioned earlier, in property, we work very similar to the multi-level marketing agency. So under your own leaders, they are also ranking their own agents. So in property, these are the few awards that you get as a property agent. Okay, so another very common question that I get asked a lot is that when they see their friends earning 5 figures, 6 figures, they always ask me like, hey Rodney, do these agents really earn that kind of amount? So the answer is yes and also no. Okay, you know for insurance, right, for example, like $1 million round table, right, the insurance agent do not earn $1 million, yeah, but if you see your friends getting like the 5-figure awards, 6-figure awards, yeah, they actually do get that kind of commission. But then again, the amount that they are pegged at, right, is the receivables, right? So after the client pays to PropNex, the estate agent, PropNex has still apportioned about 10% of the commission before paying 90% to the agent. So the amount that we are getting our award by is not the one amount that we are getting, but the amount that the client pays to the estate agent, right? So the full amount we are getting is not the full receivable. Okay? But yeah, I hope this is clear enough for you. And another thing that you have to note, right, is that a lot of people ask me like, wow, suddenly for the month of May, you get 6 figures, suddenly the property agent so rich. Okay, so another thing you have to note, right, is that the commission don't come in immediately. So minimally, the commission has to wait about 3 months later to perhaps even half a year, sometimes even 1 whole year. So yes, the agents do make a kind of money, but commissions take a long time to come in as compared to insurance. Alright, so now I'm going to share with you a little bit about insurance awards and what do they really mean. Okay, so the insurance industry is a little bit different from property. So property, all agents are actually pegged to the receivables that the client is due to pay to their agent. But for insurance companies, for different companies, right, they have different yardsticks for their agent. So the first yardstick that is frequently used is called FYC. So what does FYC mean? It means the first year commission. So the other yardstick that is used by other companies are known as ANP, so it's the annualized premium. So what's the difference? So the FYC means that because for different insurance products, they have different commission payouts. Right, so FYC is a gauge that's used by other companies to tier their agents based on the awards. But other companies use the premium collected. So basically, the premium collected for all the policies is used to gauge what category of award is the agent getting. So in terms of the awards, right, there are two kinds, right? So firstly is the internal company award. So from the previous company I'm with, so I remember the first year was about $30,000 personal commission. Then you will be receive a $1 million club silver award. Yeah, if that's not what I recall. Then 40K will be $1 million club gold. And 50K, 60K, there are different tiers of awards. So what do these awards really mean? I think for insurance industry, these awards is really to serve as branding for insurance agents and also to motivate them to work harder as well. Because when you get other awards, you are able to go up to the stage and receive a plug and during the D&D for the insurance company as well. The other award that you probably heard of is called MDRT, which is called $1 Million Roundtable. When I was an insurance agent, and even till now, they ask me like, what is this MDRT thing? Because this MDRT, $1 Million Roundtable, but do the insurance agents really make $1 million? $1 Million Roundtable is actually an award that is created by Independent Global Association to recognize the top insurance agents in the world. Right? Because in insurance companies, they have their own different tiering of awards. But MDRT is a standardized guideline across all insurance agents. Right, so for this year, MDRT is $69,900 FYC. So this is the amount you hit for first year commission to hit the MDRT award. Right, of course, there are 3 ways to get it. It's based on the commission gotten, it also can be based on your premium collected, and lastly, it can also be based on the income earned for that year. Right, so MDRT is actually a global award that's pegged across all insurance agents. That's why it's so coveted among them. Okay, so I think after MDRT, you have probably heard of this thing called COT and DOT. So what do we mean? COT is cost of the table, and DOT is floor of the table. Right, so COT basically just means that you have achieved 3 times MDRT. So COT means that you have achieved 6 times of MDRT. Alright, so MDRT does not mean that you have earned $1 million. So this year MDRT guideline is that you must have achieved a minimum of $69,900, and COT is 3 times MDRT, and DOT is 6 times MDRT. Okay, so I think in insurance, awards are basically like that. And I think personally, if you ask me, is award really important? Being a real estate agent and an ex-insurance agent, I have achieved the converted MDRT before, and I've also achieved the 6-figure award in PropNex before. Right, so all these awards are generally very motivating for me, and because we have worked very hard to achieve those awards. But as a consumer, I will let you know that awards serve as branding for agents, but more importantly, you must do your own due diligence before hiring your own property agent or insurance agent, right? Because awards is really a very little indication to tell you that that guy is good, but most importantly, the agent must have the sincerity, must have the ability to be able to help you, to be able to value add to you. right? So awards, especially in social media these days, you can see people posting about their cars, the awards they have gotten, to create a very good impression of themselves, right? So my advice for you is that go and meet the property agent, meet the insurance agent, before engaging them and see what is their motivation. Ask them about what are the different clients they have helped before, right? So these are very key indicators to how to hire the right property agent and insurance agent. Because at the end of the day, they have been getting a lot of awards, but they have no heart to serve you, right? It won't do you any good as well. Alright, so in conclusion, you have to know that in property industry and insurance industry, there are actually different yardsticks to measure the awards by. And the top property awards are always the one that have more than 5 figures, and of course national is more than 50k, and also more than 6 figures. Right, so in the insurance industry, in their own company, they have different tiering of awards, but the most coveted one will be MDRT, which is the $1 Million Round Table. So personally, I've also managed to achieve the 2 top awards before, but most importantly, I will let you know as a consumer, you pick the right agent, the most important thing to look for is sincerity. Alright, so we have actually come to the end of this video. I hope this video gives you a little bit more idea on how awards work in the property industry as well as the insurance industry. If you do like this video, do remember to hit the thumbs up button and also drop me a subscribe as well. Alright, if you do have other questions, feel free to drop me a DM at my Instagram. My Instagram link is just below. Okay, if not, I'll see you next time. Take care and bye bye.